look at some headlines. As painful as this is going to be, let's try to keep it together on the show today. We'll begin with this day and the top story here. Man to federal government, rebased nominal GDP expansion of 18.3%, not evidence of economic progress. Dangote, Tinubu is a listening president. His policies reviving private sector. ADC laments APC's fiscal vandalism, demands full audit of loans in last 10 years. On Blueprint, Naija boat mishap, 26 rescued, 13 bodies recovered as search for others continues. NEMA confirms 5 killed in Yola flood, 55 injured. Bago mourns. Dangote hails Tinubu, says policies are reviving the private sector. Sanwo-Olu swears in 57 council chairmen, others action-driven accountable governance. 2026, I am not running for Osun governorship seat, Oyetola declares. On Nigerian News Direct, Kwankwanso not defecting to APC will contest the 2027 presidency, NNPP chieftain insists. Claims of alliance with Tinubu are fake, according to ONU, says visit to Villa was for events, not political talks. 2026, I'm not running for Osun governorship seat, Oyetola declares, and of course, Dangote hails Tinubu, says policies are reviving private sector. Straight to Vanguard now this morning. Miracle of Rabat, how we overcame Morocco by Super Falcons. 2025 budget funding under pressure as oil output underperforms in H1 2025. State of the nation with current system is saying to loot Nigeria, according to Aya. $21 billion loan, ADC demands full audit of last 10 years loans. Presidency NAS APC mom. I'm away from there to the Whistler. Oil firms submit 120 crude drilling proposals to NUPRC in 12 months. 5 proposals rejected, 17 applications under review. 5 dead, 55 injured in Yola flood, says NEMA. Food price hikes hits FCT, consumers cry out. Lagos State renaming unconstitutional, says Falano. NGX gains 2.18% as investors trade 112.26 billion naira. Suspends trading on MRS oil ahead of delisting. Lagos orders psychiatric evaluation for 18 traffic offenders. We're tired of empty promises, ASU tells federal government. Federal government introduces welfare loans for tertiary institution staff.
Okay, started from the Punch. Fuel war brews as Dangote presses Tinubu to ban imports. Ipman, Petron push back one against monopoly. Dangote insists on Nigeria first policy. APC defends. Yet, while there's admits first opposition over INEC ties, states on high alert as Adamawa flood death toll rises. Moving over to The Guardian. Refineries, Ajokuta still fail revival efforts despite 6.5 trillion naira spent in 10 years. ADC demands audits of Tinubu's 200 trillion naira debt trajectory, slams fiscal record. Seek permission to appoint aides supervisors, Sanwo-Olu tells new LG chairman. 2023 polls, court dismisses INEC's prayer against persecuting electoral offenders. International Day, Nigeria's hepatitis war falters amid low testing, high treatment costs, ignorance. 2026 article vows to deliver a Kiti governorship to ADC. Falana condemns renaming of Lagos streets. 5 dead, 55 injured as flood ravages Adamawa settlements. And court nullifies NYC's cat ban, declares decision on constitutional breach of rights. Moving over to Daily Trust. Electricity supply worsens despite high tariffs. Problems being resolved, says minister's spokesman. 5 dead, over 50 injured in Adamawa flood. Python, other animals found in ex-AGF's home evacuated to Kanu Zoo. World Hepatitis Day. Patients decry funding challenge job losses. Bandits killed many captives in Zamfara, say survivors. Tinubu hosts Super Falcons today after trophy parade. Naija boat mishap, 15 bodies recovered, 3 missing. Lastly, on Daily Trust, Constitution review, Northwest demands 8 additional states. Moving over to Daily Times. ADC demands 10-year audit of 200 trillion naira external loan. Shetima pushes Nigeria's food security agenda at Addis Ababa summit. Female corps members can wear skirts. Court overrules NYSC. 2027 Southeast Group raises 200 million naira to buy APC form for Tinubu. Toga Nwifuru orders late Super Falcons on 10th WAFCON win. Umahi dismisses Kwankwaso's claims over North Road marginalization. FG backs Motherland Hub to boost diaspora investment, youth engagement. Moving over to the last one right here, the Matrix. Fresh $21 billion loan. Opposition kicks as Nigeria's debt profile nears 200 trillion naira. ADC Tinubu has borrowed 10 times what Buhari borrowed in same time frame. Says era of borrowing to cover policy failures must come to an end. Tinubu's policies reviving private sector's confidence, says Dangote. Oduwole reiterates FG's commitment to domestic investors. Sanwo-Olu swears in 57 council chairman orders, says we will support you but also hold you to higher standards. Senate denies reports of rift between Akpabio and Bamidele. Shetima jets out to Addis Ababa for second UN Food Systems Summit. Unconstitutional, illegal, Falana faults renaming of streets in Lagos. And lastly, Lagos to experience blackouts as TCN commences 25-day maintenance.
All right, Oji, thank you for those headlines. Would you like to lead today?
Oh, it's fine. Let's start a conversation. Nigerian News Direct, right? Kwankwaso not defecting to APC. We contest 2027 presidency and NNPP chieftain insists. Claims of alliance with Tinubu are fake, says Onu. Says visits to Villa was for events, not political talks. Yes, over the week we've been people have been talking, but he hit everyone when he started castigating the leadership of President Barr and Tinubu, talking about his focus of infrastructure is in the southern part of Nigeria and not the northern part of Nigeria. Can you, kind of like break down this, would I say, I wouldn't call it gimmicks now, or a type of play of confusion, power play of confusion, trying to play with people's mindset that, they said Kwankwaso might be heading to APC to deputize Tinubu come 2027 election. Some say that, ADC is trying to poach him, but Onu is saying no. Kwankwaso is going to run under NPP. What could actually be, can you solve the conundrum right there? What could actually be, happening in the political sphere? Are they trying to confuse us, or it is what it is?
Nigerian politicians are wonderful people. They are master strategists. So they are actually trying to align and realign. So most likely, Kwankwaso will work with Tinubu. Most very likely. Forget about his rantings. Forget about the fact he's saying that Tinubu is focusing his projects and the development in the south. It's just a gimmick. I know it's a gimmick. Not to give it, because if you discover that it was a backlash when people started associating with Tinubu, he now starts to throw a jab at Tinubu. We know these games very well. So it's very clear that in the next 4 years, power will still remain in the south. It's very, very clear. It's obvious. Any Northerner that wants to run on his own, we know that definitely will lose out. It's as simple as that.
But what could be feasible for him working under the APC or under the coalition, the ADC?
Remember the last zonal convention of APC, somehow, President Tinubu was endorsed and his deputy was not so endorsed. You understand, the vice president of Nigeria. So there's an alignment. They may want to break into the north, and they don't think that Shetima has that capacity. So I believe that APC is wooing Kwankwaso with his Kwankwasia group. If he gets that, he gets millions of votes. There are 3 Kardashian states in Nigeria. The 3 K states in Nigeria. Kaduna, Katsina, Kano. These are the states that are very strong. They don't know what it has to do with their voting population. So they are looking at breaking into the north and trying to get a hold of Kano State to be a deciding factor for them. So I don't think Kwankwaso will want to run as a candidate in NNPP. I don't think that will happen. And then I don't think Kwankwaso also stands a chance in ADC. Remember that Atiku has officially ported to ADC. And ADC is also trying to woo Obi. So I don't think he feel that he may not have a place in ADC. So the best bet for Kwankwaso now is to align with Tinubu to try to get the voting population of the North for Tinubu come 2027. I think that appears to me to be the game.
All right, let's look at another interesting headline now, taken from the Whistler. Lagos orders psychiatric evaluation for 18 traffic offenders. Now, the Lagos state government is saying that this is not punitive, that this is a way of trying to restore, the mindsets of these traffic offenders. So they're basically going to go for psychiatric evaluation for driving against traffic. Now, there are many things to consider. The objective values, objectiveness in the sense that it's wrong to drive against traffic. But then we look at the subjective elements, that Lagos is overcrowded, traffic is usually a lot, and some people have destinations they have to get to, causing them to drive against traffic. So you have these two values playing against each other. How do you feel about this move?
I think some of the moves in Lagos that I endorse fully 100%. How can you be driving against traffic? You are endangering the lives of other road users. So if you drive against traffic, you should go for psych evaluation, and the person's license should be seized for like 6 months, suspended for 6 months to a year. Because whether you are talking about the gridlock in Lagos, it is not a reason to endanger the lives of Nigerians, because there are other road users. So if you are driving against traffic, you are endangering the lives of Nigerians. You should go for psych evaluation. And the driver's license or driving license should be suspended for 6 months to 1 year. When the person comes out, his brain will actually reset. Yes,
but what do you think can be done to decongest the roads in Lagos? It's almost like no matter how fancy your car is, no matter how fancy your tricycle is, no matter how fancy your automobile machine is, once you get on the road, you will sit tight for the next 1 hour, 2 hours, waiting for traffic to move in many locations. What can really be done? You can't chase people away. You can't force them to stay at home. How can that situation be managed in your view?
Nothing can be done to Lagos about Lagos until other states around Lagos are fully developed. If you dredge in Naija, most people in Lagos will come down to the southeast. It's as simple as that. So Lagos, just like the Apapa, if you go to Apapa is a hell of a place now because of the containers and everything that has been blocking the highway. So Lagos is a cosmopolitan city. Everybody wants to go to Lagos. Most businesses are headquartered in Lagos. Most corporate organizations are headquartered in Lagos. So Lagos is an economic hub. Everybody wants to be in Lagos. So until other states bordering Lagos, they are fully developed and businesses move to other states, you cannot decongest Lagos. Like I said, if you direct the Naija, lots of people will come down towards the east. Many people are in Lagos because of the business activities that are centered around Lagos. So until you decongest Lagos, there's something more you can do about the traffic. I did my law school in Lagos. Lagos has always been that way. So until you develop other states bordering Lagos and other regions, so that businesses can flow to other areas of Nigeria, nothing can be done. Lagos has always been that way. So no matter what you do, you cannot decongest. Many people are trooping to Lagos because most organizations are headquartered in Lagos. So Lagos appears to be a destination for business.
So essentially what you're saying is that for Lagos to be decongested and other states around Lagos, other states in Nigeria need to become economic hubs themselves.
Yes.
So that people don't feel the need to transition.
You don't need to go to Lagos. For example, like I said, I keep on, I'm an apostle of dredging the Naija. No people doing this in Lagos who are from the southeast are in Lagos because we don't have access to seaport here in the southeast. So if we dredge the Naija, lots of Igbo people in Lagos will come down to Onitsha, go to Asaba and do business. So these things will continue. Because of some economic policies, there are most goods that you cannot even clear in Port Harcourt in One. They must be cleared in Lagos. So we are going, all of us are going to Lagos.
When you say dredge the Naija, could you create a more detailed picture for us what you mean by that solution?
We are talking about dredging the Naija. It means that you make the ports bigger to accept bigger vessels. There are some vessels that cannot come to Onitsha, to the ports there. Only small barges that can come to Onitsha. So if you dredge it, we have big ships betting at Onitsha. If big ships are betting at Onitsha, why should I need to go to Lagos to clear my goods? You cannot even clear vehicles in One. You can't do that. It must be in Lagos. There's only few products you can clear at Port Harcourt. So you see, most products coming to Nigeria must go to Lagos. And we are merchants in the southeast, so we must go to Lagos to clear our goods. And then we'll come back to southeast and sell them. So everybody's trooping to Lagos. So until we have that solution, Lagos will continue to be congested.
Okay, let's come to Daily Times. ADC demands 10-year audits of 200 trillion naira external loan as our debt profile approaches 200 trillion. I would want to ask you this question. Are you, like, this government, as this stated, has, borrowed 10 times what Buhari's whole regime already. Are you comfortable? It's not bad to borrow in any dispensation, but are you comfortable thus far the development of infrastructure of all these borrowings we've been doing since 2023, since President Tinubu, attained the presidency?
We are not seeing the effect of the borrowings on the economy. No effect. We only see the effects on the pages of newspapers and then regal tales by the mouthpieces of the government. We have not seen. You see, whenever I read the news dailies every day and I see the amount of borrowing, I get scared because they are borrowing for another generation to pay. Honestly, and as we continue to borrow without deploying them to critical infrastructure, we are devaluing our currency, and Naira is crashing on a daily basis. So for me, I think they're just borrowing to spend, spending spree. So they borrow, we don't see the effect of all those borrowings, you understand? So sometimes I ask myself a question, why do we borrow? VAT has been increased, right? Subsidy has been removed. We are told that once subsidy is removed, the whatever we've saved from subsidy removal in PMS will be injected to developing the critical infrastructure in the country. But then after removing the subsidy in almost everything, we are still borrowing. So something is not adding up. So we are simply borrowing to send money to the coffers of the National Assembly members, to send prayer requests to their emails. So that's why we are borrowing. So I don't see the effect of borrowing on our economy. I don't see the effect. Nothing is changing. Okay, the borrowing, all the money we'll be borrowing, how have we seen it reflecting on security in Nigeria? Has the police been equipped? Have the military been given enough firepower to combat banditry and terrorism? Nothing is happening. So they just borrow money. At the end of the day, they buy luxury houses and estates abroad. So for me, the borrowing is they're just borrowing, to share amongst political elites in Nigeria. Nigerians are suffering. To date, we are suffering food inflation. So what are we borrowing for? So I don't see the reason for all this borrowing. Honestly speaking.
When you talk about the important infrastructures that you're not seeing anything positive, which can you just outline?
One, education. Till today, as you see complaining, you are not paying the salaries, the lecturers their salaries. So if you're not paying them, there will be brain drain in Nigeria. People will go, where are the jobs? Who is creating jobs? There are no jobs. You're not paying lecturers. You're not investing in education. You're not investing in science and technology. What are they using the money for? Are they fixing the roads? Are they? Actually, are they? Are they fixing the roads?
One would say Lagos and Calabar Highway.
Come on, we know that is a very big scam. How many kilometers? And they thought they spend billions. Or about having all these solar panels that are running to hundreds of billions for one solar panel. For one solar light in Nigeria. So it's a very big scam.
But they're still asking for more.
That's what I'm saying. So it's a very big scam, as far as I'm concerned. Sorry for my language, but I think it's a very big scam. Nigerians are being scammed by the federal government. All these borrowings, they simply borrow, share it among themselves. Nigerians are suffering. Nigerians are not secure. Every day you hear tales of people dying, people being kidnapped, people being dismembered. Look at what happened in Niger State. The issue of Niger State boat mishap happens almost every month. What is happening? Nigerians are suffering. There's food inflation in the country. Salaries are not being paid. There's no water, electricity. Everything is on the rise. Almost all the subsidies have been removed. Where are the monies saved from the subsidies going to? Yet we are still going around to borrow. So we are not doing well as a nation. It's most unfortunate.
It's a major concern, I think, that we need to start looking at. But let's look at this headline on Daily Trust. Electricity supply worsens despite high tariffs. Now, the news rocking the electricity sector in Nigeria is a move by the Enugu regulator, electricity regulator, that basically slashed tariffs for Band A consumers from 209 naira per kilowatt hour to 160 naira per kilowatt hour, right? That's the
yes.
So it's now causing a wave in the power sector where you're seeing pushback from NEC. You're seeing pushback from some of the disco associations. Lots of people are against the move by Enugu State, whereas states appear to be accepting it. States are trying to arrange their own tariffs in accordance with Enugu State's decision to do that. But we're still seeing that despite the high tariffs, power is not getting better. How is this high tariff that this NEC is against, discos are against, how is it justified if we're not even seeing an improvement in power supply. And your reaction to the move by Enugu State's regulator?
Yeah, I love what ERC did. Why we have this repos is that it's an indictment on other regulatory agencies. So, because what ERC says is that they are implementing a cost-reflective, tariff system. So that means that, hey, we have been overbilling people. So what are we going to do? We're going to bill them for what actually is the worth of energy we are supplying to them. So other agencies are saying, whoa. If we allow this to continue, people will start holding up by the jugular. So it's actually an indictment on other ROCs all across the nation. So the issue is that power is not improving. Why? Because it is over-regulated. Over-regulated. That's our problem. So liberalize the system. Liberalize the system. Allow a lot of players to come in.
That's what the 2023 Electricity Act aimed to achieve.
Yes.
Now we're seeing states taking that action. We're seeing Enugu taking that action. And all of a sudden, NERC wakes up and says, no, you cannot on your own within your state decide to slash tariffs. NERC is saying that if the states decide to do that, then it's possible that the state governments will have to now take responsibility for that shortfall, so to speak. I mean, is it that they did not understand what they were saying when they were giving power to the states to regulate their own electricity market? Then we're also seeing at the same time the proposed amendments to the Electricity Act is making headway at the Senate. What would you say would be the ripple effect of that amendment taking effect when we're barely seeing 2 years of this 2023 Act actually, in action? Why would they want to amend it so quickly? Do you think our NERC is trying to play some kind of game?
You see, the issue that we are not facing the real issues here. We are not generating. We are simply distributing. What the discourse are doing is to distribute. The discourse does not generate. And so the issue is this. You are not generating. You are regulating. So if you are generating and regulating, it becomes a different kettle of fish. So the discourse are simply distributing. The regulators are regulating, but they are not generating. Now, it appears to the NEC now that maybe it appears that they made a mistake. Right? They didn't even think it through. I don't think they read the Electricity Act. Now they are seeing power slipping from their hands. At the end of the day, NEC will have no job to do. If the states are regulating, the offices of the state are regulating, then what is actually NEC doing? That is the issue. So if the states are regulating, like the main power and ROC is regulating, that means that the NEC will have no job to do. So over a period of time, NEC will be scrapped. So I think that if they are doing the amendment, they will consider whether NEC as a parastatal should still be operating. Because what is NEC regulating when each states are regulating their own?
But we're seeing some states standing in solidarity with NEC. We're seeing states like Osun, if I remember correctly, saying that they will continue to arrange their own prices based on NEC's own, tariff orders. So we're still seeing states that are not willing to take control of that.
Well, I don't think they have read the Electricity Act very well. If they have read it, it's a matter of implementation. So you cannot have a law and you are obeying the law in breach. So if the law says states should regulate, then you regulate. That is as simple as that. Because what will be the infrastructure, what will be the legal infrastructure, the legal structure for you to operate when there's an act that have already empowered the states to regulate? So if you don't want to release, it's your own cup of tea.
All right.
Okay, let me get your input on this trending issue over the weekend. And yeah, you also made the news. But Matrix right here, unconstitutional, illegal, felony for renaming of streets in Lagos. So this is attributed to renaming of a bus stop, Charlie Boy bus stop in Lagos to Olamide Bado. Well, the outcry here is people are attributing this to tribal, or some individual not being supportive of some certain governments, right? What's your input? What can you actually make out of this? Is this literally or really tribal sentiment, or the local government chairman making it official and constitutional, naming a street, which they said that they never named that street Charlie Boy bus stop, right? I mean, the bus stop, Charlie Boy bus stop, but now it's official, it's constitutional. They've named it Olamide Bado bus stop. The internet has been agog since the weekend, over the weekend, regarding this single action.
It's all politics. It's the OB factor. You see, towards every electionary period, we have this hue and cry, and then this also onslaught against perceived Igbos in Lagos, and it's always Lagos. Because there are a huge population of Igbos doing business in Lagos, so it's the Obi factor. This one came a little bit earlier because of the political realignment in Nigeria and the political atmosphere. The political atmosphere is that Obi appears to be the force trying to edge Tinubu out of power. So anybody that is affiliated to Obi by way of tribe has to go down. So it's purely political. And you see, the person that remained the state is not even the authority that should remain those streets, right? It's the local government channel. It's not the local government channel, it's the LCDA. Not even the local government channel. So the concern is very clear that the persons that authority that can remain is the local government chairman, not the LCDA chairman. There are two different things. And secondly, there are constitutional provisions for doing that. The people will be consulted. Where the people of Barega and Bagana consulted. No. So it's purely politics, all right? It's purely politics. So I think they're trying to, it's like they're trying to fire a salvo, telling the Igbos in Lagos, say, we are coming for you, come 2027. So you better stay in your house, don't vote. We saw that in 2023. They did it. People who looked like Igbos, we are stopped from voting. So we saw it is purely politics. It's game up towards 2027. So it's like telling the Igbos in Lagos, be careful, we are coming for you. So be careful 2027 polls.
Will it ever end? Will it ever end? Are we still going to see come 2027, you know, the whole tribal thing, vote along tribal lines, religious lines, and at the very end, everybody suffers, like we are going through whatever we're going through at this point in time in the country?
That is at the foundation of the country. Tribalism. Nigerian tribalism are 5 and 6. Like 6.5 years of the same thing. So Nigerian voting has always been along religious and tribal line, and it will continue until we sit down at the round table and decide what we want to do as a nation. If we don't do that, it will continue. 2027 will not be different from 2023. Nigerians will vote based on tribal and religious line. They openly told us that we're going to do a Muslim ticket. They did it and it worked, but for now, people are now crying it's not working again. So Nigerian and religious politics and either 5 and 6. We always vote along religious line, along tribal lines. That is Nigeria for me.
Okay, now before we let you go, let's take your input on Vanguard, how we overcame Morocco by Super Falcons. So we saw our girls do us proud.
Congrats to our Super Falcons. For me, as long as I'm concerned, they are better than Super Eagles. Congrats to our Super Falcons. Congrats to them. We saw that resilience, we saw that never die spirit. For once in Nigeria, we're getting good news, honestly speaking. Also, this news is not even from Nigeria, it's from Rabat, not from Nigeria. So, but we welcome it. 3 goals in second half. This is awesome. This is awesome. Our ladies, our girls are awesome. I celebrate them today. Or like our Super Eagles, seriously speaking. I celebrate the Super. In fact, somebody once said that Super Falcons should play Super Eagles. So if they're playing matches, Falcons will go and play on our behalf. Because the guys have failed Nigeria, but our ladies have redeemed our image worldwide.
Men and football, they must always be someone at the receiving end of the country.
Yes, yeah.
All right, so we'll continue to watch them. I think that's now a team to look out for in the coming months, of course. Yes, thank you once again,
My pleasure
for joining. All right, just a quick check, Oji, how are you doing?
I'm great. I'm straight. Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We'll go on a quick break now. When the morning show returns, we're bringing you what to expect as a Spotlight premieres a new episode today at 3:40 p.m. We're bringing you a quick sneak peek into that episode. Do stay tuned.